Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to part two. Well, man, unfortunately, it looks like there's a need for me to go audio, so guess there's no YouTube for me. Okay, no problem. So you can check out these episodes on Spotify and on a domain called rss.com. Ubuntu in-law, just search that. And obviously, I will post this episode on YouTube as well, but you won't see me because there's a motherfucker. As you know, when it comes to cameraman and lens, I'm terrible at it. So you will only hear me. So yeah, man, how disappointing! I'm disappointed, but regardless, the show must go on. So welcome to part two of the same story, which happens in the very same day. I had a minor technical glitches, but yeah, let's continue. Where was I? So last month we were having what we called Human Rights Day. So Human Rights Day. So interestingly enough, late post 21st of March. So KHOI names or KHOI names have officially been registered on official documents. So previously, KHOI names could not be because our systems did not allow it. So IT system could not process special characters, e.g. such as a click sound or sounds. I think it sounds like this. Those kinds of sound. It couldn't. So if someone would say, for an example, so there was a recipient, student Bosch University student. So their name was Kubobab Owedatsu Lawrence. I don't know if I read that right, but let me explain. Let me spell it out for you. So the name is exclamation KHUBOAB. That's the name, Kubobab or Kubobab, something like that. And then the surname was OEDASOUA. That's not a surname. That's the middle name, which is, if I try to say it, it's Odusua. So, and then last name was Lawrence, Stellenbosch University student. So IT system could not process the special characters. So like exclamation, which represented the click sound. So the Minister Leon Schreiber intervened and upgrade was completed in under 4 weeks. So this is a huge milestone because remember, Khoisan people are the originators of the Southern Africa, especially the Kalahari. Wait, Kalahari. Am I right assuming it's Kalahari is here? Because there's a Kalahari desert in North Africa. But yeah. So yeah. So now they're finally Banama IT. The system is nice. Now it can recognize the Khoisan names, especially my tradition. I also saw in the news that the president went and to retrieve remains of the Khoisan people that were Orkan, which is overseas, and then a proper burial was given to them. So yeah, kudos to the president on making that happen and getting those remains of the Khoisan people. It happened during that week. So yeah, man. Now we're making progress as a country, so I'm happy about that. So yeah. So Batsi Khoisan traditional names for the first time in South African history. So that's all for me, man. And I feel like Khoisan people should integrate into the hot spot of urban areas, even heritage digital, and we can pick up some Khoi or San. Because have you heard Imbong, every time there's a song, a president, they always call people of they always call a specific tribe or heritage. So, but I don't know. I think there was a few times there was a Xhosa. Oh, no. But the presidents, especially Cyril Ramaphosa, I think he is fond of Khoi and San people because I think twice he's called them. First term was the same and then again. So it is a marvel to watch when they do praises. When they're doing praises or clan praises, wow. It's truly a marvel because it's not like they're like any other South Africans. Like they speak different languages. They speak English. They're like the proper people, right? But like I said, they are also Khoi or San people. So they speak their language, the language, their native language, which in the example, like I am Stembiso Mkhunu, I would like to think I speak proper English, or I can enunciate, pronunciate, words, and I'm very, I know how to articulate specific words and so forth and so forth. You can understand. We could have a dialogue between, but I am also Mzulu. I'm a Zulu speaking person. So I could just go, yabona ke manje sokunjena ke kuyashisa lana ngibona intombi enhle asenhle azingathi ngayenza ingoduso yami and so of course to other people interesting, that's words I've never heard before. There was specific enunciation and how I use my tongue to say 1 2 3 4, and then it's the same thing, right? So yeah, so that is sabo. So they say that it aligns with the national motto. Okay, I'm not gonna say this. Okay, how do I say these words? It's I think it says that. So which when you translate it says diverse people unite. Let me repeat it. And I do apologize if I'm butchering it. I've never spoken Khoi or San language. I know nothing. I don't know anyone that speaks the language. So it says which translates into diverse people unite. So yeah, man, kudos to them. Kudos for now. Like strengthening the diversity of our beautiful country, strengthening those uniqueness of language. Ladies and gentlemen, international people, all people that are not from South Africa, all over the world. South Africa is a democratic, a diverse, rainbow, beautiful country. We have different people that have a different culture, heritage, and yet we still understand each other, and yet we get along perfectly. I would make a general example and say, okay, let me not make an example at that nature. So yeah, man, So hopefully, we have a lot of languages, and anyone can speak any type of language, and all of us are, by minimum, bilingual. Some of them are multilingual, which is impressive. But technically, I think if you can speak more than 3 languages, you're multilingual. So you barely are multilingual, such as myself. Yeah, I used to be bilingual. So bilingual is like my home language, which is Zulu. I've been speaking it all my life. And then there's English, which obviously language that we used to learn. And then you pick up a few, depending on where you grow up, and you just now. I just learned from a young lady who's very funny, TV. Minjani, mikona. I'm learning free. So, and I also can be, but point is, minimum, if you're South African, like, we have to, we're all bilingual. And we do understand. People also assume, we do understand different types of language. We just don't want to butcher your language or make ourselves feel like an idiot, especially from Zulu. Because I cannot be speaking language business and Popeye, knowing very well I can't. My tongue is too strong. It doesn't allow, it doesn't bend, doesn't twist, doesn't do the things that pronunciate your specific language. Anyway, man, I'm proud. Okay, moving on to the next story. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I started with this, but I butchered it, right? So I'm going to do it right this time. I'm going to do it properly this time. I'm going to say it with a pride, with an emphasis on, I am a proud person. I am truly proud. I'm gonna add emphasis on specific things. So let's go. So UNISA becomes the first university in Africa to own and operate its own airport. Yeah, boy, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Woo, man, this is a milestone. This is a historic milestone in the history of universities in Africa, in South Africa. University is 151 years old today, or two, but plus 150 years old. It has existed for 150 years old. So let that sink in for you a second. So University of South Africa, which is commonly known as UNISA, has become the first university in Africa to own an airport. The 20-hectare facility will be used as a training hub for aviation, drone technology, and digital systems. It will give students hands-on experience in these fast-growing fields and support innovation across the continent. Man, Yanis, damn, man. Hey, yeah. I think people are excited. Imagine we have our own airport. Oh yeah, let me go back to that joke. So another gentleman on LinkedIn said 1, 2, 3, wow. And then he said, wow, a long distance university like UNISA has its own airport. And then he said, why don't open universities have their own airport? And I said, because they don't have the distance. Get it? Man, get it? Because university UNISA is a long distance. That means we have the distance. Open, they don't because they're open. Man. And then let me read it out for you because he did say something in response, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe felt like he had to clap. It was not. I saw an opportunity because I said something fun. Let me say something fun. And plus, it was like 1 a.m. in the morning, so I was about to go to sleep. Oh yeah, so I said that, and then he replied to me. I think his name is Johan Ludike, Talent Learning Management. Check him out on LinkedIn. So I said, and he said to me, although internationally outside Africa, qualifications are more portable and recognizable as one has to go where the jobs are, as won't help flying in and out of Pretoria. I don't know. I think a lot of things, I don't know, maybe, I think, because I'm not understanding it. I think it was a clap back because, you're making, you know, because I feel like I was saying something. I think he's saying, yeah, sure, you do have an airport, but there is a university degree recognizable all over out of Africa or in the world. Because you have to follow the job where the job is. So technically, you can't just fly. I get it now. So you're saying you can't just, even if you get the qualification from UNISA, you can't fly from anywhere in South Africa to Pretoria only. You have to fly or whatever the job of this Wandaba trainer for airport will be externally out of the country or in Africa. So essentially, I think low-key he's saying, is it recognizable? Is it a degree accreditation? Is it recognizable all over the world? Or is it? So I think John misses the point. Like, this builds credibility and trust, and the international academia or market or institution will recognize that the university, especially UNISA, is like a recognizable university. It has produced a lot of graduate. In fact, most of the judges, when they're doing a master's and so forth, even some judges, they went to UNISA. So the judicial system, most judges, not all, they completed their education at UNISA. Some who own some, like, come on, the people who are practicing who studied UNISA. And I'm talking about my field. I don't even know about science, faculty of science or accounting, or human resource or different faculties. So university is producing. I think the noise just makes it sound like university is like it's not that great. But trust me, it is. And imagine this historic moment. We have our own airport. Man, I wish I could just, hey, UNISA people or executive, if you ever listen to this, which I doubt, hey, man, can you just, invite me up so that I can see how it looks, and I have an opinion about it. I would love to show up. Actually, because I'm a startup podcast, I don't have that kinds of fun. You know what? Get me a shuttle and I'll show up at specific location and I'll come to Pretoria and then probably, do some content lab and have a conversation. Or even better, I'd love to have a guest and just have, you know, so it's unlikely that you will be listening to this part in the event that you are, or some people that they knew, or some people that know people who know people. Just tag them, just tag Eunice in this episode or this part, and just I am curious. But other than that, man, historic moment, and it happens when we're still alive. So key facts, so. University of Uni in South Africa, which is UNISA, now owns and operates 20-hectare airport facility, which is the first university in Africa to do so. The airport will serve as a training hub for aviation, drone technology, and digital systems, giving students hands-on experience in growing sector, aeronautical engineering. So I feel like those who did their engineering in the prestigious university, you just might end up working for UNISA or training UNISA students. Well. I will not say more than I just did. So yeah. So the airport will serve as a training. Okay, I think I covered it. So why does this matter? So this, ladies and gentlemen, positions UNISA as a leader in aviation and emerging tech education. So we'll be working with a lot of big firms, I could tell. It represents a shift towards universities owning critical infrastructure for specialized training. So now universities, okay, they own it. So this was sourced at the UNISA official announcement. Or Africa View Media Report. So, man, let's give it up for UNISA, man. This is incredible. This is a historical moment, especially in the history of universities in Africa, in the history of South Africa. This will be looked upon years to come, decades to come. I will be a grandfather by that time. I remember when they made that great announcement that UNISA was the first one to own an airport, 20 hectares. So give it up for UNISA. Oi, Sbonga, UNISA. Ah, man, it's exciting times. Oh, okay, moving to the next story. Let's move on to the next story. So on Monday, okay, let me just read it. So an attorney, let me just read it. So it goes like this. The targeted killing of attorney Shinat Galinchen. I apologize for if I didn't pronounce that. Chinat Galinchen. Right? So 23 on the 23rd of March. I know this will be out probably in mid-April, but right now it's it's the week of the 23rd of March 2026. Attorney Shinat Galinchin, a 35-year-old, was shot dead in a targeted attack at Fox and Joubert Street, Johannesburg, CBD. She was a legal practitioner for Sibanye, Stillwater, and involved in a labor dispute at the CCMA. Suspect approached her as she exited her vehicle. No arrests were made. So just for clarity, Lana, so this is Fox and Joubert Street, which is right near Johannesburg CBD, right? So at the magistrate court. So just to give you a picture, because I can't show you because the camera is no longer working. So let me just try and paint you a picture. So a magistrate court is a court that deals with specific matters. So wait, am I right? Assuming that, but it's under the same radius. Yeah, let me just say that. I don't want to speak as if I'm always there. So I was there a few months ago. I think I was doing, like I said, I've mentioned in previous episodes, I was helping an organization with the LPC campaign, and we were there. And so when you enter that court, there's two sides. Hopefully I'm right, because this is still updating story. So might not be accurate, especially in the location, but I do know the radius of the location. So there's a side whereby only attorneys, advocates, and translators, anyone that works at the court that enters. And then there's another side, that side only civilians that enter. When you go there, you find securities. There's like that thing that checks you, beep, if you have anything. There's that one, there's the other. So we were on that side doing that thing, and I remember thinking, this space, there's a lot of space, but it's like it's in the open. Like there's no it's not like a safe place, like anything that can happen. But I just assumed that maybe they thought under the presumption, why would you attack a legal practitioner? Because they're just doing their job. They don't have power. They're just 1, 2, 3, 4. So the location. So like I said, when I heard this thing, I think I see the place, and it's very like open. It's not like you get there, you're safe. I think only judges. I don't know how much judges are going to go when it comes to a court and high court, but it is understandable based on the responsibilities that they have. Okay, let me not veer off from the topic. So, official response: Minister of Justice Momamboloko or Kubai condemned the killing, stating attacks on legal practice undermines the constitutional democracy. So this, ladies and gentlemen, has happened. Like it tends to happen a few months. I think I read another one a few months ago, or plus 11 months ago, where another one was shot, run back magistrate court. So, man. And imagine if you have a child and he wants to be a practitioner, and then they're getting killed for what? For doing their jobs. Man, it's a sad story, but yeah. So MISA, Motor Industry Staff Association, warned that such attacks deter specialists from handling complex work-related cases. So, she was doing a job, and there's a lot of sources. The story has been all over. Anyone who is in the profession or aspiring to be, you've heard about it, and you're thinking, and people are getting shot. Now you hear that this thing of going to magistrate, I think I would prefer have a position where I don't necessarily need to go to court. So that happens as well. So context. So follows assassination of liquidator Colette Murray 2023 and attorney Boer van de Kak 2025, highlighting risk for legal professionals involved in high-stakes litigations. Yeah, man. I know some litigations are very high stakes. So, especially now, because now you get gunned down for doing your job. It's like, do they have a specialized team that deals? I don't know. I'm not privy to such information. But I feel like, this is just my thoughts on the matter. What if they did have a specialized team? I see they have the Hawks, SIU, that deals with specific. So why don't they create a department or the president should, and probably even gazette the thing, okay? Have it for, I'm a practitioner. Good see there's a special that specifically deals with such matters, investigation. If someone is doing their job and they get killed doing their job, the matter goes to them and they do the things, and then those people are brought to justice as soon as possible. And hopefully they act as a deterrent. Because, man, this is sad. So, sources. South African Police Service statement, Minister Kubai's media briefing news report. So that is where I picked up some of this information from. But yeah, man, it's really condolences to a family of Chinaj Galantin, because it was just a Monday, nothing about it. Imagine, and the rain was just, the weather was just being the weather in Gauteng. So, and then such a thing happens, and then you're like, and then what? Perhaps I will share the story as it unfolds. I think I need to structure these things properly. Yes, it's not. I think I will definitely be sharing. Because like I said, there's an investor. I believe there is. I can't speak on for certainty, but yeah, this does. Because sometimes when you do, and especially if you're doing your job, like you can presume. I mean, I don't want to say imagine, but you can presume. Is it based on you found something that you're not allowed to fight? You wanted to present it to the court. But because I think I read it somewhere, so let me see. because I think that information is limited. No, unfortunately, there isn't much. So yeah. No, no. There isn't much, but yeah, condolences to the family, man. Because I did read too. She was an athletic person, likes to do just labor. She was labor, specialized in labor. She LLB UNISA. I think she did. She got a labor. Was it labor? Something that she did at UJ post the LLB. So, man. On a lighter note, let me see, because I think I do have a lighter story. Yeah, man, it sucks. But yeah, man, just let's hope this strengthen the profession and so forth. So I've been getting a lot of interest on my LinkedIn. I don't know if this story is that important. Oh yeah, that's the story. Oh yeah. I almost forgot about this story. So, is it a wrap up? I think this is a wrap up story. But hey, yeah, this story I got worried with me, but I lost it. So, ladies and gentlemen, podcasters in South Africa, especially in podcast economy in South Africa, government moves to regulate South Africa's podcast economy. So I'm gonna read this out. It's a bit long. Yeah? So the committee chairperson, Ms. Kusela Sangoni Tiko. So it goes like this: the Portfolio Committee on Communication and Digital Technologies will host a roundtable with podcasters and key stakeholders on 24 March 2026 under the theme a multi-stakeholder dialogue on podcasting. Legislators, policymakers, regulators, podcasters, and industry stakeholders charting balanced regulation for sustainable growth and strong accountability. So it's today. It was yesterday, technically. So I would presume people who are invited to this are like successful number 1, top 5 podcasters who are there because they are in the midst. Some footing of success, especially in the podcasting world. So the round table. But the round table comes amid the rapid growth of podcasting in South Africa, driven by increased smartphone usage, wider internet access, and a dynamic creator economy. As podcasts continue to reach a wider audience across news, culture, and community-focused programming, questions have emerged about how existing regulatory frameworks apply to on-demand audio content distributed over the open internet. I'm pausing a bit. So this sounds like, because I did see a few, I think it was last year, a few shared, I think it was last. I heard somewhere, China now has rules, what I think related, you cannot have a podcast and talk about something that you are not privy, you're not in that field. For an example, if you're a doctor and then if let's say you can't talk about health, what, especially in the medical field, and then you're not of that profession, you're not training to be or a doctor, so you're not allowed to. So I think this is where it is heading to. So because I think it'll eventually get there. So I think people want people to talk about things that you are familiar, you are part of. So I think it will get there because I think China is restricted. So even if you enjoy astrophysics, can't speak about astrophysics and in depth and have an opinion, because I think people will start taking what you say and applying in which you're not an expert. What. But yeah, I think let me continue reading this. So the committee chairperson, Ms. Kusela Sangoni Tiko, said that the engagement is intended to provide a constructive platform for dialogue between parliament, regulators, creators, platforms, and civil society. Podcasting represents one of the most exciting developments in South Africa's digital content ecosystem. It has opened space for diverse voices, languages, and perspectives while creating new opportunities for innovation and economic participation, said Ms. Tiko. She further said that the roundtable will help clarify how public interest protections can be balanced with the need to nurture a growing creative sector. Participants will include representatives from the Department of Communication, Digital Technologies, regulators, independent podcasters, digital platform, legal expert, civil society organization, and academic institution. Discussions will focus on how podcasts fit within the existing legal framework, possible co-regulatory models, mechanism for handling compliance, and measures to expand opportunities for local creators. Ms. Diko said the committee hopes the engagement will produce clear, actionable outcomes to guide future policy considerations. Our intention is not to stifle creativity, but to ensure that as the sector grows, it does so within a framework that supports innovation, protects the public interest, and expands participation in South Africa's digital economy. That's what she said. The roundtable is expected to produce a report allying consensus points, areas further work, and recommended next steps for policymakers, regulators, and industry stakeholders. Well. I suppose it was inevitable and everyday. Yes. Okay, look. So this is interesting, right? Especially in South Africa. But the podcasts are not regulated like radio and TV, right? So broadcasting is regulated by the Independent Communication Authority of South Africa. Laws like Electronic Communications Act (ECA) apply to TV, radio licensed broadcasters. Now I think they're going to want you to have a license to be a podcaster, and some of us were starters. Like, we don't have the money. Now they're gonna say, "Hey, you have to pay Malingaga so that you can be and actually do this 1, 2, 3." And I'm thinking to myself, so it's like Malingaga team. We are startup. We're still trying to ask our fellow listeners that keep on showing up with, "Hey man, can you buy us coffee?" Oh, in this case, "Hey, can you buy me a cup of coffee, Lapo?" I think I have a link somewhere, Lapo, where you can just donate or do the things that, that's a thing. But here's the key. Podcasts do not fall under podcasting legally. So they are currently outside ICASA's jurisdiction. So it's interesting the space that falls in and it's so much influence that podcasting has. So interesting. So the question is, are podcasts completely unregulated? Not exactly. Even without specific podcast laws, they are still subject to the constitutional and legal limits, such as under Constitution Section 16, freedom of expression, but not unlimited. You can still be sued or charged for defamation of character, hate speech, incitement to violence. But which complaints can go to court or Human Rights Commission. So you understand why they take some other podcasters with my Human Rights Human Rights Commission. Yeah, man. So why government wants to regulate podcasts? That is the question, because they're in dialogue right now. I don't know. So this is where things are heating up, right? So the main concern, Lana, is rapid growth of podcasting. No content control. So, people will start doing stupid things for clickbait without really understanding the consequences that it will have or the type of example that they will set for people. And then they think, yeah, boy. So it can set a precedent or influence a culture which can go against the Constitution. And, and then so misinformation or harmful speech. Man, I've seen some of the podcasters and I'm kind of like, these people are just misinformation and whatnot. Obviously, just startups, so that's a part. So definitely, I think that will help. And equal regulation. So radio is regulated. Podcast are free. So Parliament has already raised concerns about this legal gap. So what regulation might look like for podcast. So everything is in discussion right now. So I think they just like keep it out there just to feel out this inter. But a lot of things are in discussion, and I saw something on LinkedIn. This is interesting. But yeah, so possible future for among roles for a podcaster. So like I said, then was of no licensing if you want to have a podcast, and probably you can't do 1, 2, 3. It's probably on a page or YouTube and so forth. But just put your license, Lana, so that you've done the what and you follow the rules. So podcasters may need to register with ICASA or another regulatory body. And then obviously there are going to be content rules similar to radio codes, right? No hate speech, no harmful or misleading content. Right? Accountability system. I can't say whatever you want now. You will be held accountable. So public complaint system. That one I'm like, there's people who like to watch it to say that they can complain about something that they didn't like. I remember teenagers, I was watching Generation. So, they like to push the envelope sometimes. So there was this part, I think it was new to South Africa's society to see such a thing, especially local. Because when you see such levels of almost nudity, it usually in appreciate. So there was this character, I forgot her name. I think on the Queen she was Mabato. So apparently she was a model, what. And first time, I mean, this was like a sexy, like 2-piece swimming thingy. So man, that that was for even for me. And then apparently everyone Amazi, people were going off. Oh, how could you, you're not even wearing your kids? And then I think they complain go PCCSA and so forth and so forth and so forth. So in my head, so they spectre on the episode goes, hey, this episode is under plus. Viewers has been advised. So, but there are some people who are going to go to BCCSA to complain. I'm like, you were told, and if you're not comfortable, why not? Why don't I book it? Just why book it? I think in the space of podcast, don't watch the podcast if you're like, hey, this is not for me. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Then don't complain. Why are you watching it if you want to complain? Because it's not for you, because I'm not saying everything has to be, but there's some things just okay. This person is just being annoying. Like you can even tell, but it's okay. I know this person will follow which demographic based on how they complain or how it affected them. Like you're not even a percentage. You just a bonus, but yeah. So this one, hopefully they don't abuse it with my podcast. Because it's going to be a problem. Now you have to be scripted. Don't say this. And I think the magic behind podcasting is the spontaneous talking. There's no I like it because even when I have my guests, I can say whatever. Hey, man, because they do ask me, okay, when do we start? How do we start? Okay, did we start? Nah, man, that's anytime. Right now, we're starting. What? Yeah, it's podcasting. We're just gonna talk any moment. You can cut at any time. I can literally go while still recording and just grab put some man's lap and drink. So I drink of water, by the way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So local content, I'm a funding rules like TV and radio promote South African content. Okay, I could get behind that. Possibly contribute to industry funds. I don't know, man. Okay, I think that one is for people who have monetized their content. Tina, we have not because we don't have enough followers. So yeah, well, so I'm not going either way. But so this question is already being debated publicly. It's interesting. So the real legal debate is, Lana, I think it's interesting when you think about it. So there are the two sides, right? So the side A, which it regulates my podcast, which protects the public, prevents misinformation, ensures accountability. And then there's another side, which podcast is equal to digital free speech. Regulation may kill creativity, silence independent voices, violate constitutional rights. So So your creativity will have to be regulated. You would say, okay, you can be creative, but you can't do 1, 2, 3. You can't do 1, 2, 3 as well. So that is interesting. So two sides of the same coin with interesting outcomes. That's why I did the legal debate. So I think there's a debate behind that. Should we silence independent voices? Can I say what I want to say without being censored? That is the question after all. What if someone's truth offends certain people? Does that mean you can't say what you want to say because now it will offend certain people? So your voice, you can't be really independent voice. Imagine coming to an interview or podcast, hey man, you can't say 1, 2, 3 because you're gonna what to kind of kick the one, you're gonna just finance out what offend because I think it does kill the magic. But hey. But like I said, this is all in talks. I ran across it, so yeah, man, it is interesting. I'm not gonna lie. It's very, very interesting. So yeah, man, it is. So yeah, man, that is all for today. Episode 18 from me, Stembuso. So yeah, man, it's been a hectic week. And as we are heading to Easter, my birthday month, I'm a holiday, man. There's a lot of holidays. I think that's a great time, especially in the year when you have a lot of holidays. I think there's more holidays than December. I feel like April should be December, not December being December. Christmas should be in April. Like end of the year should end in April, because I think it will make more sense because there's a lot of public holidays. But yeah. I think in America, especially my semester or calendar year, especially in education or school, it doesn't end December. I think it ends in February, if not March. So they do good. Okay, this is going to be one week break. You're going to Christmas. I think this is based on watching all movies of America. So yeah. Anyway, wait. Let me check something before I leave. Wait. Before I cannot leave, when I've invested it already. All right, let me check this one before I bounce. I was supposed to be 30 minutes, but I'm 10 minutes into the episode of part 2. All right. Okay, I'm gonna share this. I don't know. Maybe I did have a topic about this, but I doubt it's got something shiny. So, UNISA and Special Investigation Unit recently entered into an agreement to collaborate in critical areas with a particular emphasis on building specialized skills to address financial crimes in South Africa. UNISA is doing the most in J, man. He's doing the most. Like, it's everywhere, man. It's like, man, it's everywhere. Like, yeah, this is something to be celebrated. So, nice one. SIU and UNISA. Congrats. I really hope it does succeed and they achieve what they aim to do. So I think there's more to the story, but like I said, it's just a recent story. So time for me to wrap up. Thank you to everyone that has been listening. I would say, hey man, just tell me where you're from. Hit comment. Don't forget to tell me where you're from. Hit comment. Subscribe, have an opinion, tell me, talk about it, share the episode. You might not like it, but someone might like it. I don't know, man. I don't know these things. But yeah, so let me wrap this up. Let me wrap it up. How do I wrap it up? Yeah. So, do those things, subscribe. Man, you see YouTube. YouTube is a bit. But if you listen, thank you. If not, go to Spotify. If not, go to my favorite place. Thank you to the international people that watch me. I'm from South Africa. Somewhere in South Africa. Thing. Okay, yeah. But yeah, thank you so much. See you. I hopefully enjoy the show. Yeah. It's time for Tembusai Valley Show. So, for me, Stembusai Mkono, aspiring legal practitioner, aspiring polygamist, aspiring public speaker. I leave you man, sometimes I'm very awkward. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your week and happy Easter. Hopefully, I'm saying this early because I don't know. Is it post after this episode or before this episode? But happy Easter, everyone, and I will see you on the next episode of Ubuntu and Love.